What happens when a Democrat calls Trump Elon's puppet? But Trump's response makes everyone speechless. Donald J. Trump stands tall at the podium, under the blinding gaze of cameras, addressing a joint session of Congress. The weight of the room could be felt in the air. His iconic red tie gleamed, and his unmistakable confidence filled the chamber. This was Trump in his element. He carried the speech with an energy that only he could muster, bold, unapologetic, and filled with his signature promises to make America great again. The crowd, as always, was divided. Republican members rose frequently for applause, while Democrats sat cold and stoic, arms crossed, some shaking their heads. But amidst this charged atmosphere, an unexpected drama unfolded. It started when Trump boasted about America's technological advancements. He praised the progress of private industries, speaking on how innovative companies and visionaries have helped strengthen the economy and push the country further into the future. As he mentioned Elon Musk's SpaceX accomplishments, a name synonymous with cutting-edge tech, laughter broke out from the Democrat side of the aisle. One outspoken voice rang loudly over the murmur. "You're nothing but Elon Musk's puppet," came the mocking cry from a Democrat seated toward the middle row. The bold accusation drew a chorus of gasps, mixed laughter and murmurs. The room froze momentarily as everyone's eyes darted nervously between Trump and the audacious speaker. Surely, they thought, Trump would respond in classic Trump fashion, a sharp-tongued comeback, a quip, or even a fiery escalation. Surprisingly, Trump didn't react. He carried on with his prepared speech as though he hadn't even heard the remark. But the Democrat was relentless. It wasn't a one-time outburst. Emboldened by Trump's silence, the heckler repeated himself even louder this time. "You hear me, Mr. President? Elon's puppet, that's all you are." Heads turned to Trump. Would he bite? Would he lash out? Nothing. He flipped a page on his notes and kept speaking. Some thought he was ignoring the slight. Others speculated he was just waiting for the right moment to strike. The crowd whispered nervously amongst themselves. The tension built further by the second. And then for the third time the Democrat taunted him, taking the bait to an almost chant-like level. "Puppet of Musk. Puppet of Musk. Say it loud enough and maybe Elon will hear you on his rocket." It was at that moment, mid-sentence, Trump paused. He stopped speaking entirely, leaving the room in a stunned silence. His gaze shifted toward the origin of the insult, sharp as a knife, as he set his papers down deliberately. The room fell into a deafening quiet. You could have heard a pin drop. All eyes were on Donald Trump as he began to speak. "You know, folks," he started, calm as could be, his voice slicing through the stillness of the chamber. "I thought about ignoring that nonsense. I really did, because responding to something so ridiculous is hardly presidential, and believe me, nobody wants me just shouting back anymore. But since you've said it about 3 times now, I think I owe the American people a response. Don't you?" The room tightened. Everyone leaned in. What was coming? "You're right," Trump said, pausing for dramatic effect. "I'm a puppet." This time it wasn't just murmurs. Audible gasps rippled through the chamber. Even the heckler himself seemed momentarily stunned. Had Trump just agreed? But the president wasn't finished. "That's right. I'm a puppet," Trump continued, his hand gesturing outward toward the chamber. "But not of Elon Musk. No, if you want to know who pulls my strings, it's the American people. The millions of hardworking men and women who went to the polls, looked at their lives, looked at their struggles, and said, 'We want someone who is tough enough to fix this country.' That's why I'm here. Not for Elon Musk, not for any corporate billionaire, but for the construction worker, the small farmer, the factory worker, the single mom who's tired of being forgotten. They are my puppeteer." The Democrat who had started the chaos squinted, visibly at a loss for words. Trump wasn't done. "And by the way," he said, now locking his gaze on the heckler, "I don't mind anyone bringing up Elon Musk in this chamber because he's a great American success story. Elon Musk is an innovator. He's building electric cars when people said it couldn't be done. He's flying rockets when nobody else dared to even try. He's creating jobs, lots of jobs, fantastic jobs. Do you know how many American families are eating better because of his companies? Thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. What's wrong with celebrating that?" The applause from the Republican side started slowly but built like a snowball rolling down a hill. A wave of agreement swept their ranks. If you're asking if I respect Elon Musk, Trump continued, the answer is absolutely I do. But puppet? No, I'm not his puppet. The truth is, if you really want to get it straight, I'm on the same page as Musk because we share a common goal. It's funny, isn't it? We both want to take America to new heights, literally and figuratively. I want jobs, businesses, factories, and booming industries in every corner of this country, just like he does. Isn't that what we're supposed to want? Democrat or Republican alike? By now, even a few Democrats couldn't help but clap, though they did so cautiously as though afraid someone might see them. They like to twist everything and call it a weakness, Trump went on, pointing directly at the cameras now. They say, oh, Trump likes Musk, so he must be a puppet. No. What they don't understand is Elon Musk is working for America too. We are both puppets, puppets for America. And I'll tell you something, that's not a bad thing. I'll gladly take my marching orders from the steelworkers, the innovators, the truck drivers, and the visionaries trying to make this country better every single day. The applause that erupted was deafening. It wasn't just polite clapping or obligatory cheers. It was raw, unfiltered approval. Trump stood there, letting the sound wash over him. For the first time in what felt like years, the chamber didn't feel divided by party lines. Well, not entirely anyway. Trump raised a hand, signaling for quiet, though a knowing smirk lingered on his face. He wasn't done, and everyone knew it. And one last thing. He paused, his voice sharper now, commanding absolute attention. If America needs more people like Elon Musk, people who are unafraid to dream big, build big, and fight for something bigger than themselves, then so be it. The room tensed, leaning in. Even those who disagreed with him had to admit this moment was magnetic. You want to call me a puppet for standing with someone like that? He tilted his head, his voice rising with a mix of challenge and triumph. I wear it as a badge of honor, because they're not pulling strings for themselves. They're pulling for America's future. The applause came again, even louder than before. This wasn't just Republicans clapping. Scattered around the room, independents and even a few Democrats found themselves reluctantly joining in. Behind closed doors, the Democrat leadership scrambled. The heckler who had called Trump a puppet faced quiet but stern rebukes from party leaders. The insult, intended as a sharp political jab, had become a boomerang. Members of the party had warned against attacking someone like Musk, billionaire or not, because of his contributions to technology and job creation. Now those warnings seemed prescient. A focus group commissioned by the party later revealed the unintended consequences. Voters felt the insult mocked innovation or belittled the very industries, manufacturing, tech, and energy, trying to lead America forward. Even some progressives admitted the attack felt tone-deaf. Meanwhile, the attention around Trump's words did another thing, solidify a curious alignment between him and Musk. While Musk continued to distance himself publicly from any one administration, his subsequent remarks didn't go unnoticed. Months after the speech, he unveiled a new Tesla manufacturing facility in the heartland, a move many saw as a symbolic nod to Trump's economic rhetoric. Trump, naturally, seized on the moment. Elon understands what it means to create jobs, American jobs, he declared at a rally. We're building greatness here, not just talking about it, and it's people like him, people who think outside the box, who are helping make that happen. So the puppet insult didn't just backfire, it became a symbol. And Trump, with characteristic flair, turned that symbol into something bigger than himself.